Hey folks, this is Crafty Dan, and today we are going to be playing with a Mindy Pagoda AF 1650. It is a pagoda key lock. It has a weird stepped shape to it. It's actually pushing in the pins, or the connections go this way. The interface, the interaction goes this way, not like this on the sides. It does also have a nice little slider feature associated with it. I really don't know how well that plays in with the mechanism, or as intended, because it doesn't seem to really affect the lock itself. This is a purple belt level lock, and I'm going to do two things here. I'm going to first, this is a submission for purple belt picking. You need two locks to do that. This is one of them. It is ungutable, so I haven't dinged with it, and so I don't have to gut it. We will also be doing a challenge, the ambidextrous challenge, where you do left and then right, the two-handed challenge that's come out. So this lock is actually reasonably well suited for it. Let me show that it is actually functioning properly. Properly as a cheap Chinese lock does. We'll note that it is really easy to offset some of the mechanisms when the key is not in place, and so it can be a little weird getting the mechanism. I'm going to attempt to use the key in between to make sure everything's nicely reset. So, going to my on hand, let me start off with my off hand. Normally I do pick left-handed. The lock does turn this way, so I need to put the shape here, and then you'll we will do this pretty quickly. And so we're going to reach in and just sort of tap on the right pins, coming in here, boop, catch it from the other side. If you will notice, it has gone into a little bit of a, not quite a false set. This isn't, I don't get any impression that there's any similar security mechanism to like a spool or anything, but click. There we go. That was my offhand. It is a dead core, so it does have to be returned to center. Click. Moment of truth. Key still works. That is one of the fun parts about this lock, is it does spit the key back out. The core itself is dead, but there is a spring that pops everything out. So you release the key and it slings across the room. Kind of cool. Okay, and now we're going to try it. Giving the other way. Doop 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 doop. And in case I didn't mention it, because I don't think I did, click. That was super easy. I am using a this is a tubular lock pick and a homemade tensioner. Tensioner is just, I'm using this one in particular because it's like the whitest tensioner I have and can catch on the outside of this. Narrow tensioners do work in these, but it over time it sort of wears away the keyway. Okay, and as I said, this is the Mindy's Pagoda lock. Cute design, interesting to play with. I'm getting the idea that the internals are a little fragile on this guy, so not particularly. I would not buy this to secure anything, but interesting mechanism to play with. That's all I have. Y'all have a good evening.